Right now we up in the northeast coming back from Mass. And this route right here, I'm trying to bypass the GW. So I'm taking the 287. This will drop me out down in Jersey. We in New York right now. When you run in the northeast, especially in New York, you can't really follow the GPS, everything it tell you. Okay, the GPS is trying to put me on the shortest route. And right now it's trying to take me back to the 95. But to get me back to the 95, it's trying to put me on the Parkway, the 9S. And a truck can't be on the Parkway up here in New York. So if you're not familiar with this area, it's good to plan your route ahead of time. That way the GPS don't tell you exit on a certain road and you go ahead and exit, then you find out that the truck not supposed to be on.
9NS toward Merritt Parkway, Hutchinson Parkway.
It's not hard to navigate your way out here. Whether you're new, even some seasoned drivers that's out here not familiar with certain areas. So once you go into an area that you're not familiar with, do your proper trip planning and you will be alright. It's nothing to be scared to go to a certain area, because trucks run these areas every day without getting themselves in any jam. And you can do the same. You just take a little more planning if you're not familiar with the area. When you're switching lanes with these trucks, you gotta double check and triple check your mirrors. Very important. Okay, you don't want to be the reason of an accident. Accidents gonna happen.
In a quarter mile,
but you don't want to be the one that causes it.
Parkway, Hutchinson Parkway.
And like you can see, the GPS still trying to put me on the Parkway, and that's a Rand McNally GPS. It's set for trucks 13.6 high, 80,000 pounds. Even though it's set up with all the parameters for a truck, it's still trying to put me on the Parkway when there's no trucks allowed on the Parkway. For your trip planning, get an atlas, and what you do is you put your points in the GPS where you're leaving, where you're going, and the route the GPS give you, follow that route on your map. And for all the interstates, all the US highways that is putting you on, check your map to make sure those are truck routes, and the map will tell you what route you could be on with the truck and what route you can't be on with the truck. It's the same thing if you're hauling hazmat, if you're hauling oversized or over height, over length, all that information in your map. Sometimes the GPS not going to tell you all that information, but it's all in the map. A lot of drivers out here don't have a map on their truck. If you're out here running that truck, man, I highly recommend you get a map on that truck, especially if you're going to areas that you're not familiar with. There are also websites that can give you the same information, but if you get yourself familiar with the map, it's a lot easier. You always have it right beside you, and write down the information. If you want to make sure you remember it, write it down.